Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and in today's video I want to talk about no longer being a modern gamer. Nintendo have just announced the Switch 2. They've given us a release date of June 2025, and I am currently a Switch owner, and right now I am still a current gamer, a current modern gamer. But once the Switch 2 is released and that becomes the current gen, I'm going to be on the back foot again. I'm going to be no longer a modern gamer. But am I bothered? No, because I don't really like modern gaming. More recently than not, I really just don't enjoy modern gaming. The Switch is a little different. I mean, it's got new games, but because it was so underpowered in comparison to everything else that was out, it means it got a lot of older ports, especially sort of PS3 games and even older. So yeah, I have very little interest in new gaming. I mean, there's a few games. I've got Kirby and the Forgotten Land on my Switch Lite, which is amazing. That is about to be rejigged for the Switch 2. Doom 2016 was absolutely amazing. Sonic All-Stars Racing on like the PS3 is one of my favourite games of all time, and Little Big Planet on the PS Vita, or Killzone Mercenaries on the PS Vita, both superb games, not exactly modern. So other than that, I spend a lot of my time playing sort of 8-bit games from the Game Boy Color, 16-bit games from Mega Drive, the Super Nintendo. Sort of the last golden era of gaming is the 6th gen, so things like the PlayStation 2 and the Dreamcast, before everything went all updates and online and all that. So I'm not really bothered that I'm shortly no longer going to be a modern gamer or a current gamer, an owner of a current gen console, because in all honesty it's the first time in a very long time that I've been a modern gamer, and I didn't even get into the Switch until about 6 years into the Switch Lite. I've owned my Switch Lite probably about 2 years, and the Switch is now an 8-year-old console, about to be superseded by the Switch 2. So I'll go back to the games that I enjoy, no matter what era they are. Retro games, some new games. I'm not going to say I don't like modern games. You watch my channel, you see there are some games on here like Black Ops 6, which I do like to pick up or use other people's devices to play these and to shoot these videos. But I thought it would bother me a little bit more that I'm now slipping down the ranks of gaming again. I'm going to be very shortly losing my crown of a current gamer, a modern gamer, owning a current gen console. My Switch Lite is still fantastic, whether it's a new console, whether it's current or not, or whether it's sort of like the last gen, which it shortly will be. Well, it depends on the style of your game, and if you're interested in whatever game is coming out, whatever's new that's come out, if you want to play the latest games, then yes, you're going to need to be a modern gamer, an owner of a current console. I know plenty of people that are very excited about the Switch 2, and from a hardware point of view and a software, I am. But it's not going to bother me that come June I don't have one, because it's going to be probably 2030 before I pick up a Switch 2. I'm kind of holding out for a Lite, but it's going to be a good few years before I dip into the Switch 2 market. I'm very happy with my Switch and my PlayStation Vita and whatever other consoles I've got. I've got a DSi floating around, which I love dipping into DS games with. I've got an Ambernic, which I use for sort of older retro games. So yeah, me not being a modern gamer, once the Switch 2 comes out, a current gamer, current gen owner, it is not going to bother me. The Switch 2 looks good. It doesn't make me look at my Switch and go, well, you're old, because there are plenty of games, and I think that is the main thing. Just use the consoles that you want, that play the games that suit you, and for me that is 8-bit, 16-bit, 6th gen, and maybe a bit of a sort of, well, I love my PS Vita and I love my Switch Lite, and I'm very happy. So am I annoyed that I'm not going to be a current gen gamer? No, and nor should you be. Just play the games on whatever system of whatever age that you enjoy the most. link, like, subscribe, enjoy.